the fence that woke the lake. The sound of drilling at sunrise should never be followed by the words, "Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to step away from your own dock." But there I was, barefoot, in my flannel pajama pants, coffee mug in hand, watching two hired workers bolt a 6-foot aluminum fence straight across the entrance to my private canoe launch. One of them had the audacity to smile and wave, like this was just another Tuesday. Behind them stood Beverly Harding, the new HOA president, in her signature pastel tracksuit and oversized sunglasses, gripping a clipboard like it was a weapon. She didn't even wait for me to speak. "You've been using this launch without proper authorization," she announced, as if I hadn't lived in this home for 7 years and hadn't built that very launch myself 6 years ago. "As of this morning, this area is under HOA protection for safety and liability reasons. You'll have to take it up with the board." I blinked, looked at the workers now zip-tying a private HOA use-only sign to the fence, then back at Beverly, then at my poor canoe, lying sideways on the grass like a dog locked out of its own house. That was the moment it clicked, not just what she was doing, but how she thought I wouldn't fight back. Ever since Beverly seized the HOA presidency in a vote that suspiciously included her husband, her sister-in-law, and a snowbird who only showed up during spring, she'd been on a power spree. First, she banned lawn gnomes. Then, she outlawed holiday lights after December 27th. Her so-called aesthetic integrity mandate basically meant, do things Beverly's way or get fined. But fencing off my canoe launch? That was her final mistake. "Beverly," I said calmly, "this isn't HOA land. That strip of earth from the mailbox to the lake is mine." She made a condescending noise in her throat, a kind of smug half-laugh. "We had the maps reviewed by the board. Your deed stops 3 feet short of the shoreline. We've assumed custodial oversight." "Assumed custodial oversight," I repeated, slowly. "You mean, you made that up this morning?" "Any concerns can be submitted in writing," she snapped, turning on her orthopedic sneaker and strutting off like she'd just won a lawsuit. The workers kept drilling. Now, a lesser man might have yelled. Another might have called the police. I finished my coffee. Then I walked back inside, pulled out the weathered folder labeled Property Deed, Lakeside Extension, and made 2 calls. The first was to my lawyer. The second was to Jack O'Reilly. Jack is 82, smokes cigars like they're oxygen, and owns the adjoining plot Beverly kept referring to as community space. Jack never joined the HOA. "I'd rather let raccoons chew my elbows than pay dues to that woman," he once told me. We talked for years about me buying his land. But this time, I wasn't making an offer. I was fulfilling destiny. "You still want that golf cart pontoon thing I got sitting in the barn?" Jack asked. "Throw in a case of scotch," I replied, "and I'll have the paperwork by lunch." By sunset, the property was mine. The next morning, the neighborhood Facebook group lit up like a Christmas tree. Someone had posted a screenshot of the fence with Beverly's accompanying message. "Some residents require tighter supervision for community safety." The comments were brutal. One guy asked if she was planning to fence off the ducks next. Another pointed out the HOA didn't own squat near the lake. My favorite came from old Mr. Chin down the street. "If Beverly tries to fence off my cat again, I'll teach her about personal property." Beverly didn't back down. She doubled down, posted a long-winded essay using phrases like strategic boundary alignment and heritage shoreline stewardship. It sounded less like a community update and more like she was planning to annex Poland. Then came her real mistake. She filed an HOA improvement notice with the city, claiming the fenced area as community property. This triggered a flag with the county's property records, because my name was on that land. A city clerk called me personally. "Are you aware someone's trying to claim your property?" "I am now," I said. "And I think this is about to get fun." By Friday, Jack and I had signed every document. My lawyer submitted the deed updates. A formal notice went to the HOA. "Your fence is now located on private property. Remove it within 48 hours or face daily fines of $500. Continued use constitutes trespassing." No written reply. Just Beverly, at my door, fuming. "You think this is funny?" she hissed. Her husband sat in their golf cart out front, looking like he'd rather be anywhere else. "No," I said. "I think it's inevitable. You can't just buy land to spite me." "I didn't. I bought land because I was tired of being spite. You've created a hostile environment. You build a fence on my dock. This isn't over." "It kind of is." She stormed off. I shut the door, sat at my kitchen table, and stared at the lake, which gleamed like molten gold. My canoe still lay in the grass, but not for long. Beverly had built a fence. I bought the earth beneath it. And I wasn't done yet. 2 days later, the fence still stood. Maybe she thought I was bluffing. Maybe she assumed ignoring the notice would make it disappear, like inconvenient bylaws. My lawyer, a woman whose voice could bend steel, was already prepping formal trespass paperwork. But I decided to give it one more day. For the entertainment value. That afternoon, Jack pulled into my driveway in his ancient Chevy with a folding lawn chair and a cigar lit like a torch. He squinted at the fence. "Is that what you built?" "Looks like a raccoon science project," I said. We sat down, facing the lake. 2 HOA board members crept up to inspect the fence. Clipboard brothers matching polo shirts. Both stopped cold when they saw the newly installed sign. Private property, dock access by permission only. Owner, Mitchell Blackwell. Yeah, that Mitchell. One of them took a photo. The other spotted us and tried to look fascinated by a bush. "Think they realize you own their dock yet?" Jack asked. "Not until their insurance bill arrives." Which was next. After the county records updated, I called the HOA's insurer. See, they had no signed lease for the dock. No land rights. Their coverage? Null and void. Their new quote? Nearly double. Just for fun, my lawyer attached a letter. No dock access permitted without signed land use agreement, including fee. That's when Beverly panicked. She tried to sue. A letter arrived, a lawsuit claiming I'd unlawfully restricted shared resources and obstructed neighborhood utility. My lawyer laughed so hard she cried. Then we countersued. Trespassing, unauthorized construction, property damage, and legal costs. Beverly's allies vanished. Residents weren't blind anymore. Her cryptic messages about rogue elements disrupting harmony were met with eye rolls. When I posted a photo of me sipping lemonade next to my deed in the fence, the caption read, "Hostage? Bold words for trespassers on my lawn." It went viral. Then came the community budget meeting. Word spread Beverly tried to hide the $6,000 insurance spike. But Treasurer Monica, bless her bold heart, called her out. "You mean to tell us this is because you fenced off land we don't even own?" Shouting. Red faces. Beverly stormed out. Quietly, I updated the dock markers. New paint. Clear signs. I even offered a rental agreement to the HOA, fair rate, liability clauses, community use clause. They declined. Then came the sabotage. One night, someone ripped out the signs and tossed them in the lake. Too bad for them. I'd installed motion sensor trail cams. The footage? Clear as daylight. Beverly, hoodie on, sneakers glowing, flinging my signs like Olympic discus. My lawyer sent a cease and desist, plus a still from the video. The fence? Gone by morning. Peace returned. Jack brought over fried chicken. We watched the sun set over my launch. But Beverly wasn't finished. She filed a personal complaint with the city, zoning violations, improper storage, unauthorized aquatic equipment. But the official who reviewed it marked every claim the same. Owner within full rights. The kicker? The HOA audit uncovered that Beverly had spent thousands on beautification projects that didn't exist, including $2,800 for office refreshments, which turned out to be wine, charcuterie, and custom mugs with her face on them. The HOA crumbled. She resigned quietly. Her house sold in 3 weeks. The new couple? Lovely. I baked them cookies. The lake is peaceful now. No fences. No ego. No pastel dictatorship. Just water, sky, neighbors, and laughter. I installed a bench by the dock with a small plaque. Sit down. Relax. It's not that serious. Every time I pass it, I remember that morning, barefoot, coffee in hand, watching strangers fence off something that was always mine. And I smile, because peace is best enjoyed when you've earned it.